I'm dumb. One moment. We're good. Yes. Anyway, here we are again. Finished. Chain of Memories. Took 40-ish hours, which I think is more than KH1 took. It's painful. This is starting off with the world. It's all the KH1 worlds. It's all the KH1 characters. But there's weird memory shit. Castle Oblivion. The only special thing about it is the cards. And the rooms being made from memories. Because all the memory stuff, that was Naminé. That wasn't the castle. That is just Naminé. So, yeah. In terms of it being interesting, in terms of it being unique, in terms of it being new, so like 4 out of 10. I don't know. Story, it's okay. It's just Sora loses memory, tries to get it back, hits some people in certain clothing. I don't know. I think the character Naminé is interesting. I think we're still in that point where like the Nomura bullshit is just simple enough to where it's interesting. Because like Naminé is supposed to be Kairi's nobody, so the nobody of a Princess of Heart. It's interesting that she has special powers. Why she can manipulate memories? Who knows? Why she can manipulate Sora's memories? Well, I guess, you know, Kairi's heart, Sora's body. It's still strange. Still a bit of that unexplained Nomura bullshit. But either way, you know, it's alright. It's enough, I think. So I'd say it's okay. Characters, well, I think the organization members are interesting. They all have unique personalities. They all play a role in the game, and like, some of them you just hate. That's good. I like when games just have characters to hate. A lot of the times things try to have like redeemable villains, and fuck that. I just want to have a douchebag to fight. And Larxene is that in goddamn spades. Other than that, Sora continues to be the stupidest person ever. Riku continues to be very headstrong. Dull and goofy. I don't know, Mickey's weird in this. Diz is interesting. The Riku replica, I think... if anything, the Riku replica probably has some of the most interesting stuff to me. Because all that talk of, like... You know... Even if I get strong, I'm still just a fake you. And then the whole, if I kill you, I'm the only you. So then I'm the real you. And then him dying and fading away and just pondering what happens when that which does not deserve to exist fades away. Where does it go? What does it do? Which I think is a concept that kind of gets explored more in 358, which I like. Yeah, I think there's some interesting characters that do a lot with the whole memory thing. I don't think it really does enough, because it's really frustrating how Sora gets told, like, oh, you're gonna lose your memories, and then you're gonna find some. And then he proceeds to lose his memories. And he proceeds to find new ones, and he's like, these are real memories. This isn't the castle being funky, this isn't something weird going on. These are real. And he just sticks to that for the entire game. But then also the bit where, you know, Naminé's like, yeah, I fucking ruined you. I'm sorry. And he's just like, yeah, you know what? Yes, Kate, I did. Where he's just like, you know, the memories feel real to me, so I'm still going to help you. Like that, I think sticks true to a lot of Sora's character. Even if it feels really dumb. But if anything, that's the most Sora thing there is being an idiot. You know? Basically perfect. Well, like, I don't know, I think the characters are some of the better part of the game. The gameplay... I think if you don't do everything, this is a very interesting game. But I also think that a lot of the bosses can get a bit too tough, whilst also being defeated too easily by spammy strategies. Sonic Blade is the best thing in the fucking game, by a mile. Because it's easy to set up, it only takes a little bit of thinking to make a deck that on reload can still do it. And it's one of the few slights in the game where even if the enemy has a 0 card, they can't pop it because they're knocked into the air too much. Like, Strike Raid stuns the enemy, so they can't 0 out of it that way. But Strike Raid also does basically no damage. Sonic Blade, while not doing as much damage as, 3-card magic spells, is still some pretty good damage. Like, it'll carry you through the second half of the fucking game. So, like, I think the cards are interesting. I think the number system is interesting. I think the bosses, a lot of the time, are pretty good. I think the end of the game perhaps turns it up a bit too high, at least for Sora. For Riku, God, I hate his deck in a lot of worlds. I don't know what they were thinking with some of them. Wonderland's deck having 9 cards. 9 fucking cards. It's ridiculous. It's utterly baffling. And like, some of the level up bonuses don't really make sense. Like, Sora taking slights is good up until you get Sonic Blade, because you really don't need the rest. Taking card points is really useful because, you get more cards, you get more cure, you get more damage, you get more slights. That's useful. You get more health. Keeps you alive. Riku's dark mode increases don't make sense to me. I don't care if I have 20 dark points or 99 dark points, because dark mode is not interesting enough for me to give a shit. Meanwhile, increasing your basic damage, huge, ginormous, massive. And like, the duel system is good, but I think it's also too prone to panicking. Like, I'm trying to think if the duel system is a bad thing, because it requires you to know your deck, which the player should do. They should have at least a decent idea of where high cards are. They should, know when they ought to reload. So it necessitating that is a good thing. It being either a thing that happens randomly, at which point, if you need to reload your deck, you might be fucked. Meanwhile, if you intentionally go for it, it turns into the final Ansem fight, where it's literally, I'm just fishing for duels the whole time. I'm not fighting Ansem. I'm not getting hit. It's just, Ansem played an 8. Here's an 8. Duel. Go to the end of the deck, you win. And depending on how the deck is made up, that's basically guaranteed. Like, dying to Ansem feels really hard. Yeah, so like, the main game, I think, has some really interesting and really good parts to it. I think it also has a couple problems. The achievements, however, some of these are fucking insane. Maxing out the level is a good enough idea in theory, but the grind sucks balls because you have nothing to do for it. KH1, you have the synth grind. You have, getting ready to fight all the super bosses. You have reasons to get stronger. And like, enemy drops, synth drops, the guardian or the defender shield and the wizard staff, those are genuine reasons to go out and do grinding that is not level grinding, but you're still going to get levels from doing it. This game, there's no point. Once you beat the game at level 50 to 60 for Sora, and level like 35 for Riku, there's no objectives left. The only objective is fill out the journal, which, that's insane. And it would have taken me probably another like 10 to 15 hours if I had just tried to get it by killing enemies. I probably would have... I probably would have taken so much longer, and I would have lost my goddamn mind. It's not a good grind. It's not a good thing to do for experience. It sucks. Because, like, the minigames don't give experience. I'm being told to DM the word many times. I'm confused. And this is not a person who would have this be like an N-word joke. I'm confused. Anyways, but yeah. Synthesize 300 rooms. It took until like level 98 for me to get that, with me deliberately making a bunch of extra rooms. Edit a card deck 500 times. Why? Why? There's no reason for that. You make it 200 times, and a player who fucks around with the deck a lot might get that throughout the main game. Might get it throughout grinding, who knows? But I had to deliberately add one card at a time to a deck. Like, I'd add 60-ish cards to a deck about 4 or 5 times for me to get it. Which means I would not have gotten it through normal play. I would not have gotten 200 deck edits through normal play. Because that's insane. Like, if they wanted it to be expert deck builder, do it a bunch of times. 200 is good. If they wanted it to get through regular play, 100 times might be good. Especially because I did a bunch of extra deck editing when I was grinding for the enemy cards. But that is ridiculous. 20,000 Moogle points at shops. Some people might not get that. Some people might, because you might just go for a lot of cards. You might want to try and set up a very specific deck. Obtain all the attack bonuses for Riku. That's a sensible achievement, because that happens at like level 59. So Riku, you finish the story at like 35, 40. Maybe 45 if you did some grinding. You don't have that far to go. But like, there's no separate grind that exists alongside the EXP grind. So it makes doing the EXP grind painful. Just painful. So like, the main game, I want to give the main game like a 7 out of 10. But then the fucking doing everything, like the entire game, is like a fucking 4. It drives me insane. The music, it's KH1's music. There's a few extra tracks. There's really nothing else, which, like, I don't remember what I gave KH1's music. But this is not the peak of the series' music. It gets a lot better from here. So again, like, I don't know, 7 out of 10. Length, once again, main game, good. The main game, I think I finished Sora's in like 13, 14 hours? Let me actually check. I can't check without leaving here. Can I make a save room? Oh, Jesus. I've been hit with the confusion ball. Of course I have. Alright, let's see. Let me see when I approximately beat the main games. Okay, so 15 hours for Sora's. And 5.5 for Riku's. So, about 20 hours for the whole game. That's not bad. Because, you know, Sora's is the bigger, more in-depth playthrough where you can make your own deck, you can have different strategies, you fuck around. Riku's kind of just, you know, it's the victory lap. You get a bit of different mechanics, you get some cool new toys to play with. We're not dealing with story much here. You know, we're not dealing with Disney stories. We're just doing Riku in the castle, trying to catch up to Sora. He's got Mickey with him, he's fighting his own darkness. That's all we need. We don't need the bloat of Disney at this point. The grinding once again fucking ruins it. Because that takes it from about 20 hours to 14 for Riku and 24.5 for Sora. So nearly 40 hours. And I cut that down a lot. I could easily see it being 60 to 70 hours if you were going for all the enemy cards without doing the manipulation. And that is hell. That is video game hell. So, like, that is pain. Jank-wise, I feel like the Kingdom Hearts series don't really have jank. The most this game really hits is Neo Shadow's dodging attacks instantly, hitboxes lasting for 8 goddamn years, but at the same time, that's also kind of nice. That can help the player. Wizard Thunder lasts forever and just combos you. That's kind of annoying. Oh god. So, the caramel apple, the powder smells like caramel. And it's kind of like an off caramel color. It's like kind of creamish, caramelish, whitish. You mix water in. It becomes deep red. Like dark blood red. And now I'm only smelling apple. Did I shake this? I think I shook this. That's actually good. That is actually pretty good. That is a lot more subtle than I expected it to be. Anyways, back to this. So yeah, jank-wise, I don't think Kingdom Hearts ever really gets jank. I think the most you have is like weird ledge shenanigans and hitbox stuff, but for the most part, these games are surprisingly well coded. But they're also fairly simple. Like, we're not doing, you know, Breath of the Wild open world with all the physics interactions and, you know, we're not an immersive sim here. We are a very focused, almost hack and slash experience. So yeah, like, not very janky. DLC, I'm going to consider the Rechain of Memories editions to be DLC. And we'll just go with that. Which means I need to go look up what the fuck Rechain of Memories even added. Or should I pronounce it Chain of Memories? But yeah, bare minimum, taking the GBA game that was kind of like 2.5D, making it 3D, increasing the size of the arena. Mwah! Chef's kiss. I fucking hate the Game Boy game. But I don't mind this. Let's see. Sora can now collect Moogle points during battle. So I guess you could only get them in the field before. Recom! There's several new slights. Magnet Spiral. Oh, wait, what? Goofy Tornado level 2. Huh? Oh, okay, so I guess before you didn't get higher levels of Goofy Tornado, you got different Goofy moves. Anyways, new slights, Magnet Spiral, Lethal Frame, Freeze, Faraga Burst, Raging Storm, Stardust Blitz, Goofy Smash, Wild Crush, Fierce Volley, Lucky Bounty. What does that do? Oh. That is just the Pluto card. Okay. New key card, or new Keyblades, Hidden Dragon, Follow the Wind, Monochrome, Photon Debugger, Bond of Flame, and Starseeker. The first 4 get replaced with 358 Keyblades. So Maverick Flare, Midnight Roar, Total Eclipse, 2 become 1. Enemy cards, Zexion, Demix, Roxas, Luxord, Xemnas, Zigbar, and Zaldin, which I think are the key to rewards. Pluto cards been added, Bottomless Darkness, Roulette Room, and Random Joker. And Riku can get a few extra cards. The gold card and the platinum card, which I didn't fuck around with, but those are funny. The journal now keeps track of minigame scores. There's a theater mode. Riku's decks have been altered. Riku cannot level up his DP before he acquires Dark Mode from Ansem. Yeah, and HD 1.5 Remix, you can get a second set of treasures from the Room of Rewards by watching all of the videos in 358 and looking at all the journal entries. High Jump Glide and Super Glide are available to Sora. Some slides that get moved around. Sonic Blade is 27 instead of 22. I don't know. There's a lot of like battle changes, it seems. Doesn't really seem like much beyond that. So yeah, no, I think Rechain of Memories is absolutely the way to play it. Both because it's more easily available and because the changes it makes are really good. The extra cards are interesting. The 358 clear bonuses are a cool addition, and some of those cards are actually pretty good. Yeah, I genuinely think just the way the game plays now is the biggest addition. So, like, as far as DLC that improves the game goes, in my mind, it takes Chain of Memories from unplayable to fucking playable. So, that's a 10 out of 10, baby. That's an improvement. That's the game working now. Part of me thinks I should go back and play Chain of Memories at some point and see how playable it actually is. But yeah, no, all in all, I think Chain of Memories is the most interesting... perhaps the most interesting the, like, Kingdom Hearts side games have ever gotten, and it's the most interesting thing they've done in terms of an alternate battle system. Because all the other games, for the most part, are KH2, but we've changed something. This is... this is everything completely changing. It's still the KH1 attacks and all that, but the way they get used is entirely different. You know, the game feels different. Whereas, you know, Recoded, you're running around, you're jumping, you're slashing. Birth by Sleep, you're running around, you're jumping, you're slashing, and then you get hit because Birth by Sleep's basic attacks suck nuts. 358, you're jumping and slashing. But this, it's a bit more strategic because of the card system. I think that adds a lot of value. I just don't think the game has the extra content that it needs in order for 100%ing it to be a viable experience. So, I don't know. I like it. I think it's a good time until you hit that end game. So, all in all, I don't know, like a 7.5. It's fun. I like it. It's neat. It's interesting. It's a good addition to the series. And it sets up my favorite game. But yeah, it's... I have such positive thoughts about the first half. And then the second half, that's just the endgame grind. Just kills it. But yeah, I still think it's the side game that does the most with what they gave it. And I quite like that.